In October of 2000, the PS2 released to much hype and acclaim. Among the release titles, no one game cemented my PS2 fandom more than January 25th, 2001, in the release of Onimusha Warlords, a samurai action title made by Capcom and using the Resident Evil formula. I remember going to EB Games that day and in the mall and looking at the back wall. It was something like 36 titles on the wall, and only one game was calling to me, and it had this samurai on the front with Japanese writing, and when you turned it over, it didn't look like, some animated game or like any Final Fantasy like turn-based. It looked like combat. It looked like you were going to be able to do some really cool stuff. The cutscene you are seeing now is what I was seeing back in 2001, with my only frame of reference for video games being PS1 games with their polygons. So you can imagine the shock on my face. Clearly, any expectations I had for this game were automatically out the window. I was in for a ride. I didn't know what this game was going to be, what the graphics were going to be.
Understand.
And I was happy to see that it looked polished. It played great. It played like a game I never knew you could play a game like that. To give you an example of my level of expectation going in, my list of my favorite games that I had on PlayStation 1 was Siphon Filter, the first one. I was so into that game. Jedi Power Battles, and those are the only two in front of Onimusha. My first ones were Siphon Filter and Jedi Power Battles were the kind of games I thought were top tier back when I was playing this. Everything about this game was precise and poignant and perfectly delivered at release, which is not something I was used to getting from PlayStation. They had good games on the PlayStation 1, but they never really drug you into that world. You could always see, pop in and polygons and things moving, and it really was upsetting to the eye. And this was pre-HD HD, in my opinion. It looks just as good on an HD television today as it did on a regular TV back in the day. That says something about the game and its development. Our story follows samurai warrior Samanosuke Akichi on his way home from victory after defeating the forces of Nobunaga Oda. He returns home to find his village sacked and castle under siege by a demon army. With the assistance of Kaede, you must save the princess and defeat the demons. You have been granted the power of the Oni. You must destroy them. You must destroy the demons. Culminating in a final showdown with Fortbrass, king of the demons, in his attempt to resurrect General Nobunaga Oda to lead his demon army and conquer the world. So here's my review of Onimusha 2. I say that the boss fights in this game are worse than the second one, although the main protagonist, Samanosuke, is a better protagonist than Jubei, and the end boss is superior in Onimusha than it is in Onimusha 2. So it's almost like they flip-flop. There's more depth in the second one, but the first one's a more tight-knit story. I'd say the side character demons are very memorable, more memorable than the side characters in the first or in the second game. This is pretty much a mirror opposite to the second one, and there is a reason for that. Is because they were both in development at the same time and sharing information. So when the first one released, the second one was already almost done with development, and so they were sharing the materials, but they didn't share all the stuff that tightened up the gameplay. So that's why you have that mirror opposite, because the stuff they withheld was the exact stuff that would have helped in that. Anyway, that's the real cool development story behind that. So that is covered on YouTube, and you should go find a channel and check that out. Yeah, that reverse time of 1 year between make and delivery is crazy fast. So here's how the review breakdown works. First of all, I wanted to give credit to highly skilled team, limited hardware, pre-rendered cutscenes, and backgrounds. Starting off the pros list will be tight controls, great story, and great characters. Retro HD graphics, pre-rendered backgrounds, and a masterful use of the hardware. On the cons list, we got corny dialogue and can be a bit repetitive. You should definitely go pick up Onimusha if you haven't already. 5 out of 5 masterpiece, don't sleep on it.